Thank you for joining me today on your mat. To get started, we're sitting in a seated position, hands in prayer, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. This is nose breathing only, using our Ujjayi breath that's going to help you throughout this practice. So dim the lights, light a candle, burn some incense, and let's get started. Coming into child's pose, bring your knees to the outer edges of your mat and bring your toes to touch and your forehead to the mat. Using your hands and your forearms to push your hips back. Next, you're going to sit on your heels with your toes curled, hands in prayer. This pose is good if you work on your feet a lot. So we're just stretching out the feet here. Coming into tabletop, tap out your feet. We're coming into cat and cow. Inhale, look up. Exhale, cat. Inhale, look up, cow. Exhaling, cat. Inhale, look up. Exhaling, cat. Going into circular motions with the cat and cow. And then switching sides. Coming back into tabletop, flat back, we're inhaling and extending our right arm to the sky. Look up at your fingertips. And then we're threading the needle, placing your right shoulder onto the ground. And then you can come into a bind here, grabbing onto your right hip with your left hand. Inhaling your right arm back into the sky and placing it down. And bringing your left arm into the sky and threading the needle on that side. Again, you're going to come into a bind, holding on to your left hip with your right hand. Releasing your bind, take another inhale and reach your left arm to the sky, placing it back down. Extending your left arm forward and your right leg back. Really reaching for the wall in front of you. Your gaze is at the ground. Once more, you're going to reach your right arm in front of you and your left leg back. Really reaching as if you're trying to touch the wall in front of you and push the wall behind you back with your foot. Coming into tabletop with a flat back, you're going to tuck your toes, bend your knees into downward dog. This is the first downward dog of the day, so we're shaking our head no, nodding our head yes, pedaling out the feet, getting a nice stretch in the hamstrings. This helps to push your heels into the floor and push your hips high to the sky, letting your head hang heavy between your arms. To the top of the mat, step or hop to the front of your mat, lengthen your spine, and fold. Here we're making our feet a little bit wider apart, grabbing opposite elbows and swaying. Getting a nice stretch here. And whenever you're ready, you're going to roll up vertebra by vertebra. Placing your hands in prayer pose, we're just going to stand here for a moment in mountain pose. Inhale, reach up, swan diving down, halfway lengthen, placing your hands on the mat, stepping into plank pose, shift forward, lower down, into upward dog, downward facing dog. Inhale, look up, step or hop to the front of your mat, halfway lengthen, fold, reach up, flat back, swan diving back down, fold, halfway lengthen, placing your hands on the mat, stepping back into plank pose, shift forward, lower, into upward dog, curl your toes, downward facing dog. Reach your right leg to the sky, bend your knee, Bring your knee to meet your nose. Extend back up. Inhale in. Exhale up. Inhale in, stepping it through into Warrior Two. Strong arms here, gazing at your right fingertips. Flip your hands, reverse your warrior. Place your right forearm onto your right knee and your left arm over your head, gazing up at the ceiling. Come back into Warrior Two. Straighten your right leg and extend forward to grab your right ankle, gazing up at your left fingertips. Coming into standing split, place your hands in front of you and extend your left leg up and your right arm up to the sky. If that's a part of your practice, you can even grab onto your left foot if that's a part of your practice. If you'd like to leave that part out, you can just leave both arms on the ground. Back to Warrior Two, windmilling the arms down, extending your right leg to the sky, placing it back down into Downward Dog. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step or hop to the front of your mat. Halfway lengthen, fold, reach up, flat back, hands in prayer. Reaching up once more, swan diving down to fold, halfway lengthen, placing your hands on the mat, stepping into plank. Shift forward, lower, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Bending your left leg to the sky, bend your knee. This time, stepping it through, windmilling the arms up into Warrior Two. Strong arms here. Flip your hands, reverse your warrior. And then placing your left arm onto your left leg, extending your right arm over your head, gazing up at the ceiling. Back into Warrior Two, straightening your left leg, extending down to grab your left ankle, gazing up at your right fingertips. Standing split, extending the right arm up, maybe even reaching back to grab your right foot. Release your foot back into Warrior Two. Straighten the legs, point the toes towards the wall in front of you, tee out the arms, and fold down to grab your ankles. You can even grab your big toes here and pull down for a deeper stretch. Or you can use your hands, bend them forward to bring your head closer to the floor. And if inversion is part of your practice today, take that. Make sure that you do this correctly. Don't push off to come into an inversion. Lower your legs down slowly, Place your hands in front of you, flat back, tee out the arms, and come up. Stepping to the front of your mat, we're going to do a halfway squat and extending both of our arms in front of you at your ears and then folding down. Flat back. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, hands in prayer. We're just hanging out here in mountain pose, otherwise known as tree pose. Just noticing the sensations in our body, noticing how different our body feels now than from when we started. Coming into yogi squat, point your toes slightly out towards the outer edges of your mat, using your elbows to push your knees back. Coming into a seated position, put your feet together for butterfly. You're going to put your feet together and then use your hands to open up your feet like you're reading a book. Come forward and use your elbows to push your knees into the floor. Extend your legs out in front of you and roll back into Shavasana position. Grab your right knee, bring it into your chest, and then shift it towards your right armpit, and then bring it over to your left side, placing your knee on the ground and your right arm on the ground, gazing at your right fingertips. Your right knee up and into your chest, once again placing it back down, and then grabbing your left knee, bringing it into the chest, and then shifting it into your left armpit, bringing it over, placing it on the ground, extending your left arm onto the ground, gazing at your left fingertips. Bring your left leg back over, this time grabbing both of your knees, hugging them into your chest, squeeze really, really, really tight. Bring your head up, inhale, and then exhale everything down. Shavasana is my favorite position. This is where we relax everything from your toes to your legs, to your back, to your chest, your shoulders, your fingertips, your head, your neck, your jaw, your eyes, your forehead, Just let everything relax here. When you're ready and on your own time, bring your legs to the side, placing your hand on your chest and one hand on the ground. Feel welcome here to stay in Shavasana for however long. I usually like to stay for a while. But when you're ready, push yourself up to a seated position, placing your hands in prayer. And take pride in your practice. Be grateful for your practice. Bring your thumbs to your third eye and bow to your practice. Thank you for joining me today for this yoga session. Namaste. The next part of this video, you're going to need a baby. My baby's right here. This is great for your baby early morning or late night yoga session. I take Baby Magic lavender lotion, rub it on his forehead. I massage his forehead and I massage his third eye with the lotion. It gets him pretty calmed down before I begin. Of course, we ask our baby's permission before we join them in teaching them about yoga. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your baby's feet, push them in, bending their knees, and taking them in circular motions. Going the opposite way with them. This is very good for their digestion. It's good for their back as well. It's a little back massage for your baby. Next, you're going to grab each of your baby's feet and bicycle pedal them. This is very good for your baby's digestion. Next, you're going to extend your baby's legs and sort of push them into their chest. He really loves this part. This is a wonderful back massage for them too, and they seem to really enjoy it. So just have fun with this. Babies love yoga too. For this next part, you're going to place your baby on your left leg, adding pillows for support, just in case. And then you're going to place your left arm under your baby's right armpit. This helps them be aware of their surroundings. And then you're going to sway them back and forth between your hands. This, you'll notice that your baby uses his back reflexes, and it helps their strength and their back. Next here, you're going to place baby on their belly onto your legs and roll them down your legs. This helps them with tummy time. I'm not sure if he's a fan of this one, but your baby will get used to it the more that you do it. He's used to it, so he knows what's up. And so this helps them to roll over as well. Next, you're just going to place your baby back down. Place your hand on their left shoulder and roll their left arm around while you slightly push their left shoulder into the ground. And you'll do this with the other side as well. Then you take both of their hands, bring their arms up, stretch them up, and then back down, stretch them up, and then back down, stretch them up, and then go all around in the circle. Go the opposite direction. He started to get a little bit upset here because he had woke up and I did not feed him right away, but he was still in a good mood for the most part. That concludes our yoga session today. I thank you so much for joining us, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Hope you all have a great day. Try not to get into your head too much. Let your thoughts pass like clouds in the sky. And as always, namaste.